stuff. This afternoon, it's kind of, this is your playground, right? This is your playground to the competition pool. If you want to head over and loosen up, warm up, we can do that over there. We can pull a couple more lane lines, that's fine. I just want you to be aware of what we're trying to get done here is we're trying to explore some things. So listen, if you want to do 125, like mentally your capacity's not there to kind of get better today, I get it, like no, not a problem, right? We hit one or two 25s and get out of here. But this is about trying to do different things and have something that's a metric up there. Change hand positions, change the amplitude of your kick, change the tempo of your kick, change the tempo of your swim, change how long you're gliding off the start, off the push. So everything should be somewhat normalized in that it's 25 yards and the measurement is the scoreboard, right? So it's not necessarily you comparing yourself to someone else, it's you comparing yourself to you. Now, if someone else is hauling ass, like you may want to figure out what they're doing, right? You may want to figure out and kind of have that conversation as we go through this. This is kind of your place. Coaches, yeah, we're going to be here. We're going to be looking at an underwater video. We're going to be seeing what you're doing. We're going to be asking you to make changes on it. But we want to start moving fast in some certain areas. So, and it's really not very many. We have a couple power towers, and check in with Josh on the power towers because we have some buckets with a full bucket, or there's some buckets with one bucket of water. We have some buckets with two buckets of water. Towers with one bucket, or towers with two buckets. So we're just going to go fast swim from a push. So we're up, boom, on the beat. We're going and we're fast swimming wall to wall to a hand touch on that. We'll do another one that's fast on the water, so same position. Just be ready to go. On the beat, drop down and go underwater kick. And that can be on your back, on your stomach. It's going to be what's relative to you on this. At the very, very end, we'll put in 3 buckets for the women and a full bucket for the men. We'll go paddles and fins, fast swims on the same way. Just trying to be as fast as you can to get some numbers on this for us. The lane 6, it really doesn't matter. So any lanes without a tower, lanes 4 through 8, really. You can go underwater kick. You can go on your back. You can go on your stomach. You can change hand positions. We can change how we're streamlining. We can change the amplitude of our kick. We can change the pivot point where we're kicking on this. That's what we're meant to do on this, right? We're just going as many 25s and as many reps as we can to get information, and really for you to get information for what's faster, what we can do that's a little bit different. How can we manipulate our body to go 25 yards faster than it's been, right? Simple enough. Off the blocks, we have blocks set up in 4 and 5, 6 and 7. Lane 4 actually has a flat wall pad with an adjustable backstroke wedge, so we can use that for our backstrokers. We're not thinking NC2A right now. We're thinking Olympic Games, Olympic trials. So we're going to go flat wall on that. We'll come back thinking about NC2As, but right now let's have a thought about where we want to be at the Olympic Games. So we're going to use the flat wall pads for our backstrokers. For the starts, again, we want one with an underwater kick, one swim to a touch, one swim to a feet, okay? So obviously when we're looking at the feet, we can either go kind of our 50 rhythm, all out, or start to get into our 100 rhythm, where our breaths are as we go through it. Certainly for some of our flyers, we want to make sure that that's patterned out, kick count, stroke count, breath count through that. And we're coming into the wall the same way. Breaststrokers playing around with our stroke counts as we go through that. How we're pausing through the different segments of our pull down. Up top, at the bottom, coming out of that, changing up the tempos as we go through that. Find areas to be efficient. I mean, I'm just going to keep running it, okay? So the heats will probably go, no more than about 30 to 40 seconds apart. Find areas that you want to be effective at, okay? So this is as much or as little as you want to do. Kind of the space is yours to explore here. We have some folks that are kind of in our modified group or distance group that's over there that's just doing a little more swimming. But this is about more details of what we're going through. We are going to come back to this in a couple weeks, so just a couple times just to play around with this before we get closer to the mid-season invitational or just some things that are going to be a little more pertinent to swimming fast. So this isn't a training day, this is a thinking day, this is an exploring day. This is a little bit too watching each other. If you see somebody that's doing something, it's like, hey, I see this, I feel like we can be a little bit faster here. Like, do it, try it, watch somebody else to learn, right? This is more mental engagement than anything physical. Probably at most, we're probably going to get in about 20, 25s in about an hour. you know, so it's not a heck of a whole lot, but it's more about what you're doing through this than like, you know, how far we're going today. So don't worry, we'll come back and get it tomorrow. Okay? Today is meant to really kind of explore some things and be better. I got there's some people in here that may have some limitations as well. So stay with the things that are important to you. Like for some of you, doing an underwater dolphin kick on a tower doesn't mean shit. Do one of them so we get a baseline, right? It's like we get an idea. But we don't need to kind of grind on that. We don't need to hit that multiple times. So folks that are different strokes, we can do some different strokes on the tower. But let's find things that are pertinent and relevant to you as we go. Towards the end, we'll fill up the buckets to play around with that. Or for some of our more 200 folks, if they want to get off the blocks and go a 75 and really set up a third 25 where they want to be stroke count, kick count, etc., we can do that so you can take a look at that third 25 and try different things. This is the time to try different things. So we don't have many opportunities to do this. It's a perfect opportunity to do this, right? So it may feel like a little bit chaotic, but it's a playground at lunchtime when you're in the 5th grade. Okay, it's a little bit chaotic, but find the piece of equipment, or find the area that you want to be that you want to kind of hone in on and get to it and do it. Okay, be a 5th grade alpha dog at lunchtime, right? Get on the jungle gym because that's a cool place to be. Got it? Okay. All right. David, anything to add to that? Recording? Yeah, recording. Yeah. So check in with Noah after the race. Obviously, we got a time up on the board, right? Just check in with Noah. Tell him quickly what you're doing. Should be no more than 8 of you heading over there, right? So it'll be quick for him to just kind of get that down so we can tabulate that, get that out to you.
When you guys tell me the times, or like tell me, but make sure you see the board out. We also want to record which bucket you're on. There's numbers 1, 2, 7, 8, 11, and 12. Just remember what number you used so I can write that down. They all have a little bit of variability just with the string and all that. So just tell me what number bucket you're on as well.
And that number shouldn't change throughout today either. So if you start the first one on 7, you're on 7 the rest of the day and moving forward, okay? So it can't change throughout today's session, all right? That's going to be your home base.
And also the, like Leia just did the second 25 free was 0.8 faster on the second one by having the attitude she's on the 200 free relay. So when you're doing power, do power. Get your maximum power. Get that best time you can get. By the way, it'll be relative to a lot of things, including your body weight, including the power of your kick. There's all kinds of things that when you go against power rack. So you don't necessarily need to compare. It's okay to measure a little bit, but understand, get your best time so you have that solid foundation we can work off of. This is going to be from a beat, not from a foot lead, which in some cases be different than what you've done before. If you're not seeing times you've seen before, like a push 25, as soon as that beat goes, the clock's starting, so be ready to fire off. Also, experimenting with things. The idea is to get that fastest time, and then figure out how to eventually, as the season goes on, try to end up be within a 1/10 or 2 or 3 of that with a lot less effort. So that you're going to use that actually when you race. And that's where gliding becomes a giant deal. You might go a little faster just power kicking right away here, but at the end of the year when you're on your 7th wall of a 200, you're not going to be faster by power kicking right off the wall. You're going to be way better gliding off the wall. So just understand the end is how this applies performance, but today we're trying to get numbers on just how fast you can get that thing across the pool. Then you can play with adjustments. Brett has a short power test we want to get for the sprint specific people, especially anybody that races at 50. It's going to be basically from 15 meters into the wall to touch. And that's about a 6-second test that he already ran on Sunny. What was your time, Sunny?
7-4.
7-4. So he challenged.
Time to beat Sonny right there.
That's the ladies.
Ladies too. One more thing real quick. I have all of you, and I have probably the national world most expert on testing the most suits the most times. I just want to make one point in evolving your suit wearing or trying suits and things like that. We already discussed it already. I think it teed you up. And what I'd like you to sort of just say as an expert in this field, because you have done it more than anybody else, I think.
Yeah, I like suits. One of the first things me and Dave have been talking about is just the coverage of suits. And when Dave was saying about, you can learn from each other, but we've got the fastest woman in America in here, and she's wearing a closed back suit. And I'm seeing a lot of women down here with the open back suit, but if you wear a suit, you're thinking that it covers more area, it's faster, right? Otherwise, we'd be in briefs and costumes because that would be faster. So skin is slower than suits, so you want to get as much of the suit on you as possible. So for men, I don't know why you wouldn't be wearing high-waisted. For women, I don't know why you'd be wearing closed back. We also have better technology coming thick and fast in tech suits. We have a lot of suits that are dual layered. That means there's naturally a little bit of air trap, which creates more buoyancy. More buoyancy means you're faster. So a suit, I know you guys are a Speedo club, but intent is more buoyant than a Valor. If you're more buoyant, you're faster, right? There's less of your body in the water, you've got less frontal drag, less resistance, you'll go faster in the water. So, and then we also have some cool things in some of these suits, like these ones, all three of these suits here, they have taping on the back, which, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like powerlifting, but they wear like deadlift suits and bench suits, which basically create a spring. So as the weight pushes their arms back, the suit stretches and then it basically pushes the weight back up for them. And they wear these suits and they can like bench press like another 200 pounds by wearing this bench suit. And these suits are kind of the same with this hamstring taping. So as your leg kicks down, the taping stretches and naturally wants to snap back up. So you will feel assistance, or it will literally do mechanical assistance at the end of your races. So again, if you're not
That's in
wearing
the intent, right?
What?
That's in the intent.
That's in the intent, yeah, not in the Valor. So just little things like that. I know some people like comfort, and you can argue for longer races, comfort's more important, but if you're racing 50s and 100s, wear a suit that's faster, not more comfortable.
Thank you. Just work toward that a little bit, consider it.
Yeah, any questions on this? None? Okay, you'll figure it out as we go. You'll watch some people go and it's like, oh, you'll get it pretty quick. So don't worry if it takes you one to get into it. You just want to kind of keep rolling, get this done. All right, that's it. Go American.